you are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. This particular debate is going to consist of two candidates who are in the citywide, at-large council position. My guest is one of the candidates, Alexis Mercedes Rinck. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Hello, Tanya, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. Good to see you. So I'm going to ask you a few questions to give our audience an opportunity to find out more about you. Where were you born? Where are you from?
Yeah, well, born in California, but I always say Seattle is home and has been. Truly, I love Seattle. I love the communities across this city, which is why I'm so excited to be running to represent all of Seattle. Oh. And folks may have seen me on runs through Capitol Hill and Central District or on my bike.
I was born here in Seattle. I grew up on Beacon Hill. My family had a lot of restaurants. We also had bakeries. We had a bakery on U District, in the Seattle Center House, also in the Chinatown International District. So I grew up as a little kid following my parents to the restaurant or to the neighborhood bakery and just working there.
What are, and you can name one or you can name three or you can name five, key issues that are important to you that you'd like to share with our audience right now who are trying to make up their minds about who they want to be this at-large, citywide city council person for position number 8?
I think affordability is really front of mind for many people across our community.
Affordability?
And across the board. When we're talking about housing affordability, whether you're a renter, whether you're also somebody trying to buy a home, and then we see homelessness, of course, in our streets. Being able to address the housing crisis and invest in the housing that we need, whether it be in terms of building the housing we need or subsidizing as well, being able to address the housing crisis wholeheartedly. And that is going to require resources, resources that we do not have, as best exemplified by our city's budget deficit.
Yeah, so things I'm really passionate about include building more affordable housing. Like my family renovated the Louisa Hotel into workforce housing, which only charges our tenants a percentage of their income, so no one's forced to pay a rent that they cannot afford. And I want to do more of that for the entire city, so I'm working on pieces of legislation to do that. Something I'm really passionate about is public safety, but in a more compassionate, on-the-ground approach that involves building trust between our unhoused neighbors, people battling addiction, and just being out there. We need police. And so we'd love to get more officers, the police department fully staffed so that there could be more community policing, so we get our call times down, as well as, having the department involved in Before the Badge program, where they get to go to different communities and learn about the people there. And so I think it's going to be a comprehensive approach. It's going to take a balanced approach, and it's going to take it from have everybody contribute to help relieve the challenges that we're seeing out there.
This is again an at-large citywide council position. Why should folks who live in the various districts that make up the 1 through 7 feel like you would be a good representative, or do you even feel like you have to represent the entire city?
Working in homelessness and human services and folks that are doing frontline work, being Latina, being a queer person, those are I've built a lot of connections in those communities and understand those perspectives also as a renter and somebody who doesn't own a car too. Knowing intimately what it's like to be taking 3 buses to get where you need to go. And I've been firm in this race saying that we need corporations to pay what they owe to this community, and I've been a strong proponent for progressive taxation. Washington has an upside-down tax code. Our lowest income and middle income community members are paying disproportionately more into taxes when relative to their own income. And so how can we take steps on the local level to try and address that and have our community see investment back into them? I've worked across 39 cities and with over 100 different organizations in my career. And I've done consensus building work and really done the hard work of putting the issue on the table and bringing people together around solutions and making them happen. And that's what I have to offer in this moment, being able to say, well, I don't know. And I want to learn from experts, learn from people directly, and be able to champion that.
Yeah, so the reason why I even ran for office was because of high impact development that came near the Chinatown International District that was put there without any meaningful community input or output. And that told me if my community was not at the table, we were on the menu, and it was happening there, it was happening throughout Seattle. And so my biggest interest is reaching communities that are the furthest away from government. How do we get people involved and into the halls of power to tell their stories and to effect change? Because I believe that a lot of the people who are experiencing challenges or issues in their neighborhoods have the solutions. I've not met anybody who didn't know what to do, but they had solutions, and we need to listen, and as a city council member, we need to implement them.
What it is that you want to share, that you would like them to know, the floor is yours.
I grew up here. I've seen how Seattle has changed. I've seen the strength of our neighborhoods and the challenges that we have faced. And I went out there and I did something. I don't consider myself a politician. I'm not a bureaucrat. I'm from the community. So I know the challenges facing our small businesses. How do we develop and help small businesses? How do we help entrepreneurship, our youth, late night basketball, get people involved in their passion and what they want to do? It's a combination of helping small businesses, our youth, and just giving communities voice that will help our community and our city thrive as a whole.
I think I'd just start with an abundance of gratitude. Running for office and building the coalition that we have has been a true honor, maybe one of the biggest honors I've had in my life, to be able to bring people together and to put issues on the table and really rally around how are we going to solve this and build a community we all want to live in together. And in a moment of intense division, I think it's notable that we have a message that is uniting people together, and we're committed to continuing to build, partner, talk, and learn about the issues that are impacting your communities.
It's your vote. You know, use it wisely. Again, presidential election is cool and fine and everything, but these are the folks who are closer to where you live, that impact issues that impact and affect you.